This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Friday, March 3rd. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from Northeast Ohio. And we start in Mansfield this afternoon, where police say an 8th person has been killed since the start of the new year. It happened last night when Mansfield police responded to a shooting at the M&S drive-thru on Spring Mill Street. You're looking at the security camera footage that the business posted on Facebook. You can see the suspect here walking into the back of the building. Moments later, what you'll see is people escaping through that same door. Police say a 26-year-old man died in that shooting and several others were injured. This is a developing story, and we'll have more details for you about it tonight. Now to an update from Lake County. A man has been sentenced for the murder of well-known business owner and caterer Tim Miola. DeMarco Jones pleaded guilty to killing Miola in 2019. And now a judge has sentenced him to life in prison with the chance for parole after 25 years. Jones was just 17 years old at the time of the murder and was tried as an adult. Now there's big news out of South Carolina. A jury has convicted Alex Murdaugh of murdering his wife and son. They found him guilty on all 4 charges that he faced. NBC's Katie Beck was outside the courthouse when the verdict came in. Here are those details.
In South Carolina, a major fall from grace for a member of a prominent legal family.
Guilty.
Alex Murdaugh found guilty on all counts for the murders of his wife Maggie and son Paul on the family's sprawling hunting estate back in 2021. The prosecution, which has argued Murdaugh's motive was to distract from alleged financial crimes and other accusations swirling around his family, speaking just after the verdict.
It doesn't matter what you think, how prominent you are. If you do wrong, if you break the law, if you murder, then justice will be done in South Carolina.
The jury coming to its decision just hours after hearing closing arguments by the defense, who suggested there were missteps in the investigation and what they call circumstantial evidence surrounding a man who they portrayed as a loving husband and father struggling with addiction.
I respectfully request that you do not compound a family tragedy with another.
Perhaps the most vital piece of evidence in the state's case, this video at the family's kennel from Paul's phone, where Alex's voice is heard in the background along with Maggie and Paul just minutes before the murders. Murdaugh had repeatedly told investigators he wasn't there that night, later admitting it was him when he took the stand.
I did lie to them.
Prosecutors pointing to that lie as part of a troubling pattern for Murdaugh, who they say was willing to lie, cheat, steal, and even kill his family to maintain his wealthy lifestyle.
I think he loved Maggie. I think he loved Paul. But you know who he loved more than that? He loved Alex. And he exercised his greatest power of choice to make sure that life continued.
In the end, the jury concluded the state proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Murdaugh staring blankly as the court clerk read the guilty verdict, later mouthing "it's okay" to his surviving son Buster. The judge denying a request by the defense for a mistrial and thanking the jury for their service.
But certainly the verdict that you've reached is supported by the evidence, circumstantial evidence, direct evidence, all of the evidence pointing to only one conclusion. That's the conclusion that you all reached.
Outside the courthouse, South Carolina's Attorney General calling it a good day for his state and saying the evidence spoke on behalf of Maggie and Paul.
We can't bring him back, but we can bring him justice.
Alec, is there anything you want to change?
After a dramatic day in court, Murdaugh led out into a van in handcuffs to continue his life behind bars.
Now, just hours after that guilty verdict came in, Murdaugh was sentenced to life in prison. Circuit Court Judge Clifton Newman spoke directly to Murdaugh during the hearing, putting emphasis on how the jury found that he lied throughout his testimony, particularly about his alibi, and omitting that he was at the scene of the murders moments before his wife and son were fatally shot. Judge Newman said that he expects Murdaugh will appeal the verdict going forward. Now, safety is a big concern at Cleveland Metropolitan Schools following recent car thefts and vandalism, and all of that is creating a new problem, finding substitute teachers. According to the Cleveland Teachers Union president, if a sub is concerned about crime at a particular school, they're less inclined to teach there. However, CMSD Safety and Security tells us they have made an arrest in connection with the break-ins and are working to get wheel locks distributed to staff who own Kias and Hyundais. We go now to East Palestine for the latest details on the cleanup of the toxic train derailment that happened 1 month ago today. Last night, FEMA held a meeting in East Palestine where things quickly became heated, with residents demanding answers from Norfolk Southern on whether they'd be relocated from homes that they're now afraid to live in. While Norfolk Southern has made promises to start removing contaminated soil from underneath the train tracks where the wreck happened, they have not commented on buying homes and moving people out of East Palestine. The EPA says they'll make sure Norfolk Southern takes direct samples from the derailment site in order to test for dioxins. Meanwhile, we sort of have an answer to the question a lot of people have been asking: when will President Biden visit East Palestine? He said this last night.
I've spoken with every official in Ohio, Democrat and Republican, on a continuous basis, as in Pennsylvania. I laid out a little bit in there what I think the answers are. We put it together, and we will be implementing an awful lot into the legislation here, and I will be doing something.
Pretty vague there, but here are some things we do know for sure. There are some fun events happening here in Cleveland as we head into the weekend. The Cleveland Auto Show is happening now at the IX Center. We've also got the Tattoo and Arts Convention in town. And the conference for the Great Lakes region of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is in town. Now, events like these play a big role in Cleveland's economy. The AKA conference alone is expected to bring in about $1.5 million. Last year, Cleveland saw about 69% of business return post-pandemic. We had more than 300,000 people come to the city for more than 200 events. Bring them here. Cleveland is great. We got to show them. Now, those Cleveland Heights boys, they keep making news. Kansas City Chiefs star and Super Bowl winner Travis Kelce is hosting SNL tomorrow. Yesterday, the SNL crew dropped clips on social media of Travis preparing for his big night. Country music star Kelsey Ballerini is the musical guest. You can watch Travis and the rest of the SNL crew tomorrow night at 11:30. That's right here on 3 News after What's Next. And coming up today during What's New, I'm taking you inside the Judith Cafe. It's at Lorraine and West 52nd Street, and we'll give you a first look at what this family-owned, French-inspired cafe has to offer. Look how cute that is. I can't wait to get in there today. All right, thanks so much for being here with us for 3 News Daily today and all week this week. Remember, we do this live as well on 3 News. You can catch that on Channel 3. It's at 1 p.m. It's part of NBC News Daily, Monday through Friday. We come on at about 1:22 and 1:52 if you're looking for your local news. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay dry out there today. We'll see you back here on Monday with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio.